So while some Democrats question President Biden's chances, others, including Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, are accusing California Governor Gavin Newsom of running his own shadow campaign.
We're going to look at Fetterman, Senator Fetterman talking about Governor Newsom, the governor in California, that his campaign is shadow, that he's having a shadow campaign. Let's see what their own point of view are talking about that.
Is anybody really paying attention to Gavin Newsom's shadow campaign or Dean Phillips' campaign? I mean, see, now he's pointed it out. Yeah. Now more people will investigate, but wasn't nobody looking for that. No. Nobody was paying any attention to that.
Because Gavin Newsom is not running a shadow campaign. I mean, I don't know what else this man needs to do. I'm beginning to think Fetterman's envious of his hair or something. Look, less than 2 months ago, September 9th, Gavin Newsom said, the train has left the station. We're all in. Stop talking. He's not going anywhere. It's time for all of us to get on the train and buck up.
According to the View, they don't know what Fetterman is talking about. To some, then they say that maybe because Fetterman don't have hair, that's what making him to a little bit confused. And they did not agree that they didn't agree about Newsom campaign not being they didn't agree with Fetterman that his campaign is shadow. To them, he is trying to the governor is trying to look for a way. He was planning to run 2028 because they talk about he's finding his way. He's visiting to Israel. He's trying to be on the good side for the people to really consider him for 2028.
What else do you want this man to say?
He has said that he's not running, and he said if he were, he thinks the heir apparent is the vice president. Yeah. He's going to support this administration. But I will say, I think he's running for 2028.
Which would be smart to get out ahead of it.
I think that's what he's doing. I mean, he's trying to get his geopolitical experience. He's visiting Israel. He's sort of, he's going to, I think, have a debate with Ron DeSantis, which I myself am looking forward to, because we've had Gavin Newsom on this show.
They talk about that Biden and President Biden is not performing more than President Trump. Let's see some reason that they give for that.
Understand from the Democrats at the table's perspective, why do you guys think Biden isn't performing better against Trump? Because I think we all agree on how bad Trump is. That's sort of the million-dollar question.
I think the incumbent administration always faces more criticism. So people aren't comfortable, and what you read is inflation has actually gone down, but prices haven't. So where they feel it is at their grocery store and the gas station. You're not going to see that price drop under anyone right now, even though inflation is going hopefully in the right direction. I think the main things are that we're not out there seeing him because all these Republican candidates are out running around, and Trump dominating the headlines once again because now he's indicted.
Not for good stuff.
Not for good stuff, but it doesn't seem to matter. It seems to be the minute he gains strength with everything he's doing.
I think it's that, and I also think it's because we as a country have like sort of the memory of a gnat. We just came out of a pandemic. So, of course, inflation rose. Of course, prices are still high. Of course, there are still issues with the economy. This hasn't happened in over 100 years. And so I think if you just look at history and read current events and educate yourself, you know why.
But I think, Democrats and Republicans are fundamentally very different. They're just wired differently. Look, Republicans in 2016 heard their nominee boast on video and audio that he had grabbed a woman by the privates, and they didn't care. That's our horse. We're sticking with him. We're supporting him. I think Democrats just run around like chicken littles. That's kind of their DNA. And instead of running around, thinking with like chickens with a head cut off, they should be talking about the performance of this administration, the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the bipartisan debt ceiling, the bipartisan gun reform, that insulin is at $35 a cap.
Listen, basically Joe's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's not doing everything I want him to do. He's not doing everything.
So they try to explain that we are from a pandemic. We just come from a pandemic as a nation, as the United States, which is prices are still high in stores, which is normal. If you look at history, like 100 years ago, that's something like this happened. So it's bound to be inflation since prices are not coming down. So obviously the population, the people are not very pleased with Biden administration. So inflation is there. So actually when there's inflation, the party which is in power have to be blamed. That's why that's why Biden administration is being blamed for not really performing well because of the inflation. But to them, basically that's a natural thing that have to happen because of the pandemic. Because after the pandemic, inflation rises, which is natural. That's what they went ahead and explained. They try to talk about Trump is dominating, like for the Republican, and Trump have a lot of people who support him. So no, and they are louder. So no matter what they are saying, the people are for Trump. That's why you can, and that's the to explain that any power, any party that is in power, obviously when there's any deficiency that happen to the society, it will be blamed whoever party is in power. So because the Democrat is in power now, which is Biden, that is why they are being blamed, which the opposition is Republican. Obviously the Republican have to blame the Democrat for not doing their job well. That's why all this thing, and it's louder. So to them, basically that's what is happening.
Everybody else wants him to do, but he's doing his job.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And when you show me, I think most Democrats understand what's going on. You know, it's sometimes a uphill battle when you're trying to get information out, but particularly if there's something that takes the news and elevates it in a different way, as you know who tends to do, because he says, you know, this is what's happening. He's cussing people out.
Just loud and wrong all the time. Loud and wrong.
And, you know, Biden's just going, look, okay, when somebody can say you're not doing a good job for the nation, because remember last year, I said gas prices, we were talking about how bad it was, but they've gone down. Have you heard much about it? No.
Nothing.
And you want to say,
basically they went and said that Biden is doing a great job because Biden is doing whatever has to be done. He's trying his best as a president. Basically, according to Whoopi, that is why even the gas prices increases and no one is talking about. They went and said that when the Democrat, like when something happened, like the Democrat and the Republican, they look at life in a two different perspective, and they have different way they behave during in terms of situation. They say that when the Democrat situation happen, the Democrat, they don't go like announce it in the news, but for the Republican, when something happened to them, they will announce it in the news. They have to alert for everyone to know like what is happening now. They blame the Democrat because the Democrat, even about the gun policy, they are just very calm about it. Biden will be Biden will be very quiet, calm down in situation, in the way he does his own things. But the other way, ex-president Trump will be louder with his own, and his Republican will like, they want to tell the whole way like what is happening. So basically to them, that was their different point of view they give. So basically, what do you think? Do you think they are right in that Biden is doing his possible best to sit for concerning the inflation, or do you think he's not doing much better, or do you think President Biden have to do much better in order to improve situation? So basically, what do you really think? Can you give your own opinion in the comment section? Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe and help share the video. God bless you.